Ohanasu kon nasu nasapu 7738歳の猫 VTuber ナス祭りと申します。Nasup Surfeni, Nasup Maxter, welcome to class. Welcome to class number 4? 5. It's 5 now. We're so we're on a relatively tight schedule. This was supposed to be at 6 p.m. EDT, but due to extenuating circumstances, it had been moved. It had been moved to now EST. And I had 2 hours, but now I only have 1. So we're gonna get right into it. The things I want to cover today. So we're gonna be going over particles today. But before we do that, I just want to add a little bit of tidbit to last lesson when we did past tense. I realized I never talked about past tense in terms of, where's my chalk? There it is. I never talked about past tense. Nasup, Grunzi. No birthday redeems here, unfortunately. I never talked about past tense in terms of doing it for verbs. So past tense, that's a little bit big. Yeah, there we go. Past tense, not verbs, for adjectives. Adjectives. So we did it for verbs. Hey John, that's up. Thanks for coming. Or Pang. You guys with your different names on YouTube, I swear. So we did past tense for verbs, if we recall. Remember the casual form was take the te form of the verb, and then change it to ta, and then the polite form was take the mas stem, masu stem, and then change it to mashita. Right? So that's just verbs. Verb review. So for adjectives, it breaks down into 2 types of adjectives. I remember briefly going over the types of adjectives. There's basically the E adjectives, and then there's the na adjectives. E adjectives are generally end in E. There are not adjectives that end in E, but let's not worry about that for now. So let me make a new thing for vocabulary today. A new little section for vocabulary today. Vocab. We have oishii. Oi. Don't worry too much about the kanji. Most people just write the O and E. Oishii. Delicious. This is an E adjective. What the hell? E adjective. And then we have kirei. Actually, I said I wasn't gonna do. Oh wait. Let me think of a different example than kirei. Kirei is a na adjective. However, it's a little bit. It's a confusing because it ends in an E, right? So let's go with something else. Let's go with steki. Steki. And then steki. Na adjective. Steki means amazing. So, for past tense, if we want to say something was, well, there's a little bit of a there's a little bit of a nuance when you say something was made. Or I guess that's not true. Let's just say like the food that you ate like yesterday was delicious, right? So oishii normally would just describe food in the present. But if you wanted to say something was delicious, like you had already eaten it, right? Kino no gohan wa. I should probably write smaller, or I'll make this a little bit wider. Gohan wa. I don't want to write the kanji anymore. I don't even know why I did this. Oishii. And then to change it to past tense, you actually take the ending e. Let me make this a different color so it's a little bit easier to tell. Take the ending e and you change it to katta. So in this case, oishii, instead of oishii, oishikatta. Kino no gohan wa oishikatta. Yesterday's food. Pendaman, that's up. Thanks for dropping by. Kino no gohan wa oishikatta. Yesterday's meal was delicious. Oishikatta. Teach me, Father, I'm ready. Hey, Frey, that's up. Let me make you a baloo. Whoops, almost put you on timeout. I swear YouTube doesn't make it easy. Anyway, so if we wanted to make it polite, right? Let's say pink is polite. Seems like a very that's more of a purple, whatever. That's more of a polite color. All you do for this is this. Oishikatta desu. You don't need deshita, because oishikatta, that katta, oishikatta implies already that it's in the past. If you want to say bunked. So, let's see. What else? What can we do with the na adjective? So let's say we'll keep using kino since that's the word that we all know. Kino, yesterday. Oh yeah, I also need to write the English translation. Give me 1 second. Kino no. We'll do this in hiragana. Shobu. Shobu wa suteki. And then for na adjective, to make it into a past tense, all it is datta. Obviously no na, because na's not really part of the adjective itself, but you just add in datta. So in this case, suteki datta. And then let me write the English down on each side. So yesterday's meal was delicious. Yesterday match was amazing. So let me oh yeah, the polite form to na adjectives is just deshita. So like instead of here, let me take this plus des. This one is instead of datta, it's deshita. Same like you know, same past tense as if you were just saying something is something. something was something something deshita. This is steki deshita. Like it was amazing. Bong P, you can try. Oh, you mean our students? No, not yet. Not until they get a question wrong. Mess up Eternal, thanks for dropping by. So, yes, this is past tense for adjectives. So before we move into particles, this is just some quick tidbit I wanted to cover because it should have been incorporated in the past tense, but I didn't really think too much about it. So here we go. All right, I was dumb and I put the. There we go. I put the lesson onto the vocab list. All right, so this is the vocab list. Okay. Okay. So now that we have that out of the way, let's move into particles. So there are a ton of particles in Japanese. They basically are the glue, so to speak, that bind all of the different words in Japanese together to form like actual coherent like thoughts and sentences. Sorry, students, no bonking. Would you better be taking notes? So I have I probably want to like make a bunch of vocab for this. So let me do this. Let me make just a whole page for vocab because I've got a couple things that we need to learn. We just need a couple of words to learn in order to really like understand how to use some of these particles. The two particles that were the three particles that we're gonna go over today. Just three of them. We're not gonna go into any more because it'll take way too long. We'll definitely get to them though, all of them at some point. Fuck is not a particle, but. Hey Grimver, that's up. Welcome to class. So, the three particles we're learning today is wa. This is the topic particle. Let me put them on 3 different layers so we can all. Let me do this. Yeah, wa. Okay. Toll. I don't really. What exactly is toll? It's like kind of a conjunction, but it's also kind of a quote. And it's also kind of a preposition. I'll explain some of the use cases. There's a lot of use cases for toll, but I'll try to go through some of them so that at least you're able to use them in like some sentences. Yes, one of the uses for toll is and, but another use for toll is with, and another use for toll is like pointing out a quote. Peen, man. Only seen as a conjunct. There's a couple of uses for it. I'll show you. Let's see. And then lastly, no. Actually, I should have put toll at the end. I'll do toll at the end. How about that? But we'll do wa, then no, and then toll. So no is a possessive particle. I think I spelled possessive wrong, but that's okay. This is not English class. There's also a couple of like nuanced uses for no, but we're only going to be looking at it in terms of possessive particle. And then wa, there's also several situations where that's used, but we're only going to look at it in terms of the topic particle. No ga, no. If I taught you ga and wa in the same lesson, it's gonna be very, very confusing. So later on, I will be doing a special lesson for ga, where I will relate it with wa, and then you can all be confused then. But for now, we'll just use wa. Okay, so before we start even, let's go over some vocabulary. Actually, we don't need any vocabulary for wa. Is relatively simple. So basically, the structure for wa is anything, or rather, the immediate word or like block of words that immediately precede wa is considered the topic of the sentence. Now, it's a little bit different than we have here in English, because we usually have like subject, right? In our grammar, we just have a subject of our sentence. But when it comes to Japanese, there is the topic doesn't necessarily mean the subject, but the topic of a sentence isn't necessarily the subject, but in many cases it is. 二人と一緒に something like the second. Yes. We'll get to that. Yeah, I found wa and ga mad. Yeah, exactly. So we'll get to ga later. So for now, we'll just consider like wa. We'll just consider wa when we make our sentences. Topic wa, some sort of verb. Why? Right? So what are some examples of this? One thing that a lot of people learn first thing when they first learn Japanese, right? Watashi wa, and then your name. Watashi wa name desu. So one of the first examples and the simplest is just watashi wa washi. I'm an old man. All right, watashi wa Peen desu. I guess Nasu, right? Where let's make it somewhat more formal. Nasu desu. Wow, Luigi. So yes, watashi wa. So basically, this is implying that you or I am the subject. So when you're saying this, or not subject, I am the topic. So colloquially, this would be read, I am Nasu. If we were going to translate it literally, this will be I, and then here in silent but not pronounced, the topic. I, the topic, is Nasu. Or like, I guess Nasu is, but I mean, yeah, that's just how the grammar works out to be. So yeah. The way, like, we in English just take the verb and we make it like, we conjugate it based on like I, because we don't say I be or I is, or I is, all right. But in Japanese, there's no like conjugation for different subjects anyway. But here the wa is denoting the topic of the sentence. Similarly, we have, if we were to say, no one really uses anata wa, because like usually when you talk to somebody, it's like generally implied that they're the topic that they're being talked to, right? But just in terms of like showing the example of using wa, it can be used, but it's not very much used. I'm gonna say anata tachi. Anata tachi. You guys, y'all. Y'all. Do I want to do the kanji for this? Yeah, sure. 学生です。So, 学生。学生です。Y'all the students. Wait, I completely... Wait, hold on. The whole point of this was to show you wa, and I completely forgot to include it. Alright. あなたたちは学生です。So, who are the students? The topic, y'all, you guys are the students. Webby Jigalo. Welcome to class. Nasapu. Chiekubi. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. So yes, あなたは maybe this... Oh crap, I zoomed in. Oh crap. Okay. Maybe this red isn't... it's okay. It's okay in terms of visibility. So, y'all, the topic, are students. So, colloquially, right? Colloquially, you can just say あなたたち学生です or more likely you'd be like あなたたち学生だ right? Like you can drop particles and people will understand what you're saying as long as there's only like one or two different, like one maybe two different like subjects, quote unquote, or topics in your sentence. So like let me write another example, right? これはペンです。This is a pen. これは fuck これはアップルです。You guys see where I'm going with This is a pen. This is an apple. Apple pen. I don't know if that's like too old for some of y'all, but I remember watching that video like way too many times. Anyway, so this is a pen. This is an apple. So これはペンです。これはアップルです。So let me write the English translations. This is a pen. This is an apple. So in both instances, the topic is actually this. And just like in English, this is our subject. I'm not that young. Can't be that old. I don't know, man. I've lived for 7,700 years. It's like, you know, time passes differently for me. Anyway, so this is a pen. This is an apple. Colloquially, you can just drop this wa. これペンです。これペンだ。これapple da. So like this isn't strictly necessary. It will become necessary as you like start getting into more complex sentences. But for the time being, you can just make sure you use it in place of if you're going to be using it in a simple sentences, in simple sentences, you can treat it as if it's marking what the subject is. Like this is something that we went over during our te form lesson, right? Here's another example. Oh crap. Let me use white. Let me also denote the examples so we don't get totally lost here. So this is gonna just squeeze into here, right? 私は歩いている So this is I am walking. I am walking. So the topic of the sentence is I, and 歩いている walking. I am walking. I should probably put this somewhere else. I am walking. So this again is not necessary. You don't even have to say watashi in this sentence. You can just say aruiteiru, like you can just say it. That just implies that you are walking. However, if you're gonna be like pointing out like if you're gonna be pointing out something like, you know, oh my god, that like Pen is walking, and like you can't just say like aruiteiru, like because like people won't really understand like what are you talking about, what is walking, like are you walking, but like a pen like magically gets legs and starts walking, like you gotta point out like what the fuck, like a pen's walking, so pen wa aruiteiru, like you like point it out, so that way it's like specific and clear that the pen suddenly sprouted legs and started walking. Zenzen oboite nai. It's gonna be on exam. You better oboeru. So yeah, in situations where you need to like point out certain things, wa is useful. It will also become useful when we start getting into like multiple. Maybe we'll, after we go through no and we go through to, we can make like a big like what time is it? Okay, we can make like a big like conglomerate example sentence in which we can see why wa is useful. So with that out of the way, let's do no first. No is relatively simple. I like to think of it as replacing the participle, the apostrophe s in English. So doesn't exactly go one to one. Like if we're gonna say like watashi no pen or something like that, right? Like my pen. It's not I's pen, it's my pen, right? We have a different conjugation for that in English. But if we're gonna say like you know, let's see, Sir Fenny no pen, like Sir Fenny's pen. So let's use that as an example. Sir Fenny. Very Japanese. Sir Fenny no pen desu. Sir Fenny. Let me use a different color. Sir Fenny's pen. This is like, yeah, that's Sir Fenny's pen. So that's kind of like what no is. It's just basically indicating the something belongs to this, whatever something is subsequent after no belongs to the thing prior to it. So owner no oni. One being owned. One getting dunked on in I see it as a replacement for the before a noun. Could you give me an example where you replace it that way? Because off the top of my head, I can't think of an example like that. So I wanna know if like if I'm just not thinking of it or if you're wrong. It's also something like it's possessive in a broad sense, right? So it also can be when we say like, you know, when we say like the when we say like, you know, Oh dang it! Surfeni should have been used for this example, because then I could be like, oh, the knighthood or some shit. Anyway, you can say like you can say like you can like say like you know, this person of a certain place, right? Like let's just say New York. You can just say like New York because it's not, there's no kanji for it or anything. It's just katakana New York. New York no nasu desu. So let me make this no a this. I am Nasu of New York. So in this way, it's still like possessive in the sense that like New York, like I belong to New York, right? But it's not in the same like way where we think like, oh, New York literally owns me. But you know, like when you say like of a certain place, it's kind of like the place is like possessing certain things. So like New York no tatemono, like the buildings of New York, stuff like that. That's all encompassed within the possessive particle. Nasup, Hibiki-san, welcome. Well, it's not 100% correct, but using it before an object. The New York. Oh, okay. I can see like the logic in which you determine that. That's yeah. I could like if that helps you understand like no a little bit better, then like that's fine. For me, it's more of like a possessive thing, like more so like things that like if something belongs to like a larger something, then it's the larger something no smaller something, like something that you know naturally like owns something or belongs to something. I think that's really oh yeah, so I'll just say like tatemono. So let me do that. Tatemono is building. So same thing, New York no tatemono wa. So let's get into a little bit of let's get into a little more using the grammar point we just went over. Takai is tall. So, New York no tatemono wa takai desu. Takai or takai desu. We'll keep it consistent since we did desu for the other one. We'll use desu for this one as well. So, the buildings of New York are tall. Or New York's buildings are tall. Either whichever way helps you remember it better. I like the apostrophe s way of remembering it because it fits more into like how like particles are used in Japanese. It refers to it directly affects the clause or word right before immediately preceding it. So same thing with like apostrophe s. It's like surfeni no, right? That's like otherwise I get sometimes like when I first learned like no, I like got it confused because my teacher taught it like of something, so I would be like, oh, tatemono no New York, and that literally means like the buildings New York, like the New York located like centralized localized entirely within the building. Aurora Borealis. In this time of year, in this time of day, localized entirely within your kitchen. And that would be the only case where the smaller thing, no bigger thing would make sense, I suppose, in a deliberately comedic situation. So that's no, and also that was also a little bit of wa, indicating that the buildings are the subject, or are the topic rather. New York is not the topic, rather the descriptive word for tatemono. So New York no describes like New York's buildings. Buildings is the main topic of the sentence. Takai desu. They're tall. May I see? No. Okay, so moving on to to. Oh crap. Where is this? So to is conjunction, it's a quote, it's a prepositionary particle. So Peng outlined two uses for it earlier. So let's just quickly write that down. So x to y is x and y, right? X to we'll just use 一緒に because there's a couple of other words that you can use with to in this sense, but it's rather just stick with one example. So with x, let me make it more obvious that these aren't random letters. So 一緒に is together, so together. Let me just, oh my god. Let me just do this. Together. And then I'll use a different color to mark to since I want to denote exactly what is what. So this to is with, it's like a preposition, like you're with somebody, right? Benio-san, irashai. Welcome. welcome, Miss Tensai. Miss Let me also why are you up right now? You should be blue now. Anyway, if you guys missed it, Benio just did, or a little bit earlier, maybe like 4 hours ago, she did a no Japanese challenge. The first, which she failed within 15 minutes, and the second she failed within 30 minutes. The first one was funny. The first one was just like, Nande! Anyway, so yeah, x to y, x and y. X to 一緒に, like together with, 一緒に means together. And then lastly, I mean, there's also other uses for to as well, but another use for to is quoting. So, let me use a different color. To. And then I also, let me write some vocabulary down as well. All right, magic chalkboard, do your work. I need a little bit more space on the right. Thank you. Vocab. All right, so first thing, 一緒に, 一緒. I need better handwriting. 一緒に together. Nihongo 教えてください. No, you 教えてください to me, because your Nihongo is much better than even my English. Let me see. Yes, together, and then I want to introduce a couple of vocabulary words here. Iu. Iu is what girls say when you do something gross in their chats. Iu is actually to say. Kiku. I don't know why I'm doing the kanji for this. I'm not going to actually write them down in our example sentences. Kiku is to hear, to ask, to listen. There's different kanjis specifically for these, but don't worry about it. You can just write this kiku, and most of the time people know based on context. Let's see, and then... Okay, I don't really want to go into... I had down here a fourth use for toll, but I don't really want to go into it, especially considering the time. So, I'll just stick with these three, and then we can go into that later on. Quote, toll. One of these words, say or hear, like I... Actually, let me do this as well. Omo. To think. Omo. Gotta flex on Benny here. I'm not gonna be flexing on Benny. She's better at Japanese and she's better at English. Anyway, so to. Let's just say let's just say iu. So itta to itta or imashita. So this means said. This is he, I, some subject, he, I, she, they, whatever, said. And then the toll here actually is the quotes X. Your Japanese is good, no cap. Thank you. I mean, I know a decent amount of grammar, and I know how to comprehend, but when it comes to like speaking it, it is very hetta. Sugoku hetta desu. Hanasu no. So let's go into 3 examples for how these are used. The first is not too difficult. It's just toll, right? So let's just say watashi toll. Let's say me and my magical walking pen. Me and my magical walking pen took a stroll. Are both walking now. We're both taking a stroll. Watashi to pen wa aruite iru. And then if we held hands, right? If we held hands, or let me write the English for this. Me and my pen, or me and this pen, I guess. Me and this pen and I. Let's also do correct grammar. This pen and I are walking. Now, let's say the pen and I held hands because we're cute and we're walking together. In that case, it's pen. I'm assuming that or pen to ishoni ishoni. And then here is left out, but just for sake of completions, watashi wa pen to issho ni aruite iru. So this time I'm walking with the pen because we're cute and we're holding hands because me and my pen are a thing. I am walking with this pen. So yeah, so that's the basic use cases of the first two instances of to. X and Y, 私とペン. And then 私はペンと一緒に歩いている. So that then I'm like walking with my pen, as if we were a couple. Let me erase, or not erase, but let me bring this to a different layer so I can actually show you an example of the next to. So this is quotes, right? And this, so normally in English, right, when we say like someone thought something, that doesn't, we don't necessarily wrap them around quotes. We don't necessarily wrap them around quotes, but in Japanese it's like when you say something you thought something, that something is wrapped around quotes, quote unquote. It's not really quotes. There's actual quotes in Japanese that are like these wait, come on. Where's my pen? Where did my pen go? That are like these things, right? But generally, like any sort of thoughts and whatnot are all eggplant. This is a pen. This is a eggplant. Pegplant? Anyway. To omotta. Remember, omo, u to te form is omotte. U to little to te, and then change that to ta, so it would be omotta. So, like, let's say we all know what say so means. Say so to omotta. Oh, motta. I thought they were say so. I thought they were say so. Actually, let's do this. Benio. Benio-chan. Wa seisou da to omotta. Kedo. So, I thought that Benio was say so. To omotta. Like the thought is Benio is say so. Alright, so this is where the quotes are. This is where the quotes are, and then this is what is being quoted here. And then there's also like this works the same way for to say and to hear, to ask, or to listen. Well, listen. Technically, there's not like. Usually, that's just like you heard something, right? So something to kimashita, like I heard, kikimashita, I heard that. So let's make one more example sentence. Yeah, so we'll say nasu wa, right? Nasu wa. Nasu wa. Should have come up with these examples before. Peng. I mean, I'll keep using that because we're not really trying to learn grammar or vocabulary here. We're trying to learn grammar. Nasu no pen wa 歩いている。と、聞きました。Fine, I'll draw. I'll write the kanji. I'll write the kanji. 聞きました. So, I heard that Nasu's pen is walking. 葵ちゃんは日本人と思った。そうよね。みんなそんなことを思ったよね。So this is actually combining all of the grammar forms we learned today. So let me use different colors. So wa. Let me use this blue for the no. Okay, that blue is a little bit too hard to see. Let's use this blue for the no, and we'll use this green that we have been using for the to. So the reason that wa is needed here, well, I mean, like, you can just say nasu no pen aruiteiru, but this clearly denotes that the pen is the topic of this clause here. The person's pen to which it belongs, the person which the pen belongs to is nasu, me, and then this whole thing is the sentence or the quote that you heard. If that makes sense to y'all. So quick, let me I guess we'll quickly review everything we've gone over today. Where's everything? So, first thing we went over was just past tense for adjectives. For casual and polite, for casual this is the verb form, right? For casual, you take the te form and you change the te to ta. For the polite, you just take the mas stem and then you add mashita instead of mas. And then for adjectives, there's e adjectives and na adjectives. And one example is oishii, an e adjective, and steki, which is a na adjective. For e adjectives, you change the e to katta. Oishikatta becomes past. Casual. With polite, it becomes oishikatta desu. With the na adjectives, you just take the adjective and you add datta, because it's just, you just say, when you say like something is a na adjective, something you're describing something as a na adjective, you're just saying like sticky desu, like it is sticky. So it was sticky, it would just be sticky datta, and then deshita for polite. That was the first part of the lesson. Next, we went into particles. The wa topic particle just denotes that X is the topic of whatever sentence or like clause is happening in Y. So, watashi wa nasu desu. It's used in a way as like I, the topic, am nasu. Y'all, anata tachi wa. Y'all, the topic. Gakusei desu are students. Kore wa, this is a pen. Kore wa pen desu. Kore wa apple desu. This is an apple. And then you can also use it as a subject. Watashi wa aruiteiru. So I am the subject that is walking. But you can just leave that out. Then we went into where is that? Possessive particle, no. So denotes possession of something or belonging to something. So Surfeni no pen desu, Surfeni's pen. The no denotes Surfeni as the owner of the pen. The buildings of New York. So New York no tatemono wa, incorporating the wa, takai desu, tall. New York no tatemono wa takai desu. Some of them are not very tall, but a lot of them are. some of the outer boroughs, like, you don't generally get higher than a few stories. But yes, Manhattan, the buildings go up very high because there's very little horizontal space to be building in. So everyone just builds up. And lastly, we went, oh my god. Lastly, went over to, conjunction, quotes, prepositionary. So y, x to y, x and y, that's conjunction. Oh, let me make this a little more clear, I guess. Prepositionary. Now you can't read it. Okay. Okay. Let's just do this. Prepositionary. And then green will be quote. And then plain old white is a conjunction. So, x to 一緒に together with x. That's x to, indicating that you're with this x. Whoever is doing it together is with x. Quotes to 言いました 言った said. X was said, or he said. X, right? So, one of the examples that we used here. 私とペンは歩いている. Me and a pen are walking. I'm pointing out that I'm walking and also a pen is walking. And then if I'm walking with the pen, like we're walking together, we're on a little date. 私はペンと一緒に歩いている. So this to is the prepositionary to. And then lastly the quote to. と思ったと聞きましたと言った. So like it's the things that you heard. And this, just a quick tidbit about that, you'll often hear it colloquially shortened to te. Especially in specifically for quoting something. You'll see this often in streamer chats where someone will say something nani nani te, like x te kusa. Like lol, that specific thing. Like this morning, Aoi said Itterashai when she was telling people welcome to her Prosecca lobby. And Itterashai is something you say when someone's like leaving, like have a nice trip. so in that instance, you can respond to her, be like Itterashai te kusa, like lomao, you you used the complete wrong word in that sentence. Should be irashai, but yes, like this is something that useful that you can use in place of the quote to itta no. So that's kind of like what te basically becomes. Like formally it would be like x to itta no waraimashita or something, like I laughed. But colloquially you'll see it in VTuber chats like x te kusa lamao x. So yes, that is today's lesson. Actually ran a little bit over that I wanted to, but that's okay. If there's any questions, please let me know. I actually can't stay too long on the stream, so if you do have questions, please go ahead, join my Discord. We have a special channel called Nihongo that's specifically meant for people to learn. I guess it was originally meant in case like I had Japanese fans that wanted to like talk with each other there, but I don't really have those. So it's more of like a learning space. Like we use it to like learn Japanese. So please join if you'd like. If you have any questions, make sure to ask them there. Let me throw you to my end screen so I can quickly show you my schedule before I end. No. Schedule. My next stream will be tomorrow. Actually, we'll be going over body fluids and ranking them, and also determining their value. Yes, so body fluids tier list tomorrow. Not this time, but 1 hour from now, so like 25 hours from now, we'll be tier listing all of the bodily fluids, all of them. Not just sweat, not just saliva, all of them. Some obscure ones that some of you may not even know. I went into extensive research and I've determined through my arbitrary means that what their value is, how much they're worth, how difficult it is to get, and what rank they ultimately get placed into. So that'll be on Twitch, so be sure to check me out there. Otsunasu, everybody. It's kind of weird not like raiding. I can't even raid on YouTube, but I expect to see you guys actually. Here, I'll do a manual raid because I expect to see y'all over there. Otsunasu, thank you for coming. Thank you for stopping by so early in the morning, or I guess for you so late at night. Anyway, this is where I'm redirecting you all to. I expect to see you all there. Otsunasu.